Oh, sorry. Caught me eating pie. Before the self-isolation thing, my wife went out and bought all the fixins for a big family dinner. So we've worked our way through the appetizers and the entrees, and now we're down to 6 lemon meringue pies. We're at some risk for diabetes, but I'm pretty sure we're going to hold scurvy off. Yeah, I know that's not a great joke, but I'll tell you something. If this was the 18th century, that joke would kill. A lot of people ask me how I managed to stay so calm in the face of all this self-isolation. They probably wouldn't ask if they'd been with us on our vacation last year. We wanted to do something special for the grandkids, but we couldn't afford Disney. But we found this brochure for a 46-foot houseboat rental, only $500. Do you remember that RV that Cousin Eddie drives in Christmas vacation? Now imagine that on pontoons. No life jackets. Apparently that's what the brochure meant by your kids will learn to swim. However, before you could take it out, you had to have a half-hour course with Cousin Eddie on how to operate a lifeboat. A houseboat. The more perceptive among you probably noticed the foreshadowing. If I may digress, whenever you buy a new car, they take you out, they sit you in the car, and for half an hour they explain everything about your car. And at the end of half an hour, here's what you remember. You remember where the cup holders are. Everything else, gone. After half an hour with Cousin Eddie, here's what I remembered. I remembered where the cup holders were. Everything else, gone. So we cast off. And it's at this moment that I realized how big a 46-foot houseboat really is. I won't lie to you, I felt some trepidation, and I think you would have too, if Gordon Lightfoot had been on shore writing a song about you. We sail all day into a stiff wind, and we finally get to Fenelon Falls, which is about 10 minutes by car from where we started, 20 minutes if we're walking. Now at Fenelon Falls, there's a lock that drops you down 23 feet. Now I didn't want to take the Edmund Fitzgerald into that, but the wind is shifting around behind us now. So I've got the thing in reverse all the way. I'm wiggling the steering wheel back and forth like this. I throw out the anchor, by the by. If you ever find yourself on a strange boat and you have cause to throw out the anchor, make sure it's attached to something first. The boat keeps going. My wife and the grandkids are hanging over the sides, paddling frantically. Long story short, I put the boat sideways in the lock. People are laughing, the grandkids are crying, my wife says nothing, and may have saved our marriage. Well, I try and salvage the situation. So I tie the front end of the boat up, and they start to let the water out. Now, Cousin Eddie would later claim he told us to never tie a boat up in the lock. The water all goes out, the boat is now hanging on a 45-degree angle from the top of the lock. The barbecue slides into the water, small grandchildren are rolling onto other boats. Now, all I want to do is park the boat, call the owners, and have them come and pick it up. But it's not that easy. The only place you can park this boat in Fenelon Falls is against a 10-foot high rock wall between a boat owned by Veronica Lodge's father and Bill Gates. All I have to do is parallel park a 46-foot houseboat into that spot. However, it's at this moment that my brain finally kicks into gear and I remember what Cousin Eddie told us. He said, pull the front end of the boat in, tie it off, turn the wheel, give it some gas, and the rear end will just slide over nice and smooth. So I pull the front end of the boat in and I tie it up. Now I'm feeling like Captain Phillips. Let's review. The front end of the boat is tied up. It's at about a 45-degree angle from the shore. My wife is at the back of the boat with a line to tie it up. I turn the steering wheel. I throw the accelerator all the way forward, and it's at that moment that I remember something else that Cousin Eddie said. He said, make sure you're in reverse. The boat slams into the rock wall. My wife at the back of the boat flies, literally flies, 46 feet through the boat. The grandkids think this is great. They think she's a superhero. She lands, they think she's speaking in tongues, but she's not. I know exactly what she's saying. People on shore are laughing, they're pointing, they're taking pictures. So we try and salvage a little dignity out of this. We climb off the boat, we go into town, we have some supper. We buy some groceries, we do a little sightseeing, and when we come back, the boat is gone. It sank. It's now under 25 feet of water. Now, the reason I'm telling you this story is if you're ever in Fenelon Falls and you happen to find a wallet floating around, would you forward it on to me? Well, take care of yourself. We'll see you around the nursing home.